some of these players have shown me a lot more than I had expected. In particular, the guy on the screen right there, Freshie, Cryptic also, he's done very well too, but like I have really enjoyed what Freshie has brought to the table in terms of a few of the rotator positions when he does end up locked onto a bomb site. I think he's good. His versatility as a rifler.
I got to stop you right there. All of a sudden we are going straight in.
Oh my God.
Dinko and Moses, we're in game. And Moses even got his leg there.
Oh, it was so crazy. I couldn't hear anything. I don't know what was happening. We're live into the pistol round. There goes Cello. Good shot from Slight and a 4-on-4. We're going to catch our bearings, and Furia is going to take this pistol round as well while we get to settle into things.
Yeah, I heard your name. Didn't quite. It was just chaos, though. I didn't quite hear what it was. So I'm sure it was a great joke from Sam. But
yeah, it sounded like it would have been excellent.
Yeah, well, we got Furia winning the pistol. Boss returned for the second day, and what a great first day it was for them, right? They beat M80 13-7 on this very map. Then they went on to play Complexity. It looked like it would possibly beat Complexity, lost in overtime in the end. But what a performance. What a step up from Boss on day one of the America's RMR.
Yeah, and just to touch on what the desk was sort of talking about there, I would have been in the same boat as Maui of saying, you know, I don't expect a whole lot out of Boss. This is probably one of the teams I look towards to being at the bottom. But as we saw yesterday, they came in shooting really hard. And it was those names that were listed, Cryptic, Freshie, Fruit Cup had some great games as well.
Yeah, he did.
This team is playing very, very well. Now, they have the unfortunate and tough task of going up against Furia. As we kind of saw the day yesterday, Furia and Liquid both upset in their opening games. And then it is kind of that point where any team that faces them from then on is like, it kind of sucks for you guys because now they've lost that game. That's their wake-up call. Now they're pissed. Now they're angry. Now they're focused.
Yeah, and in a 1-1 game, you should have theoretically an easier opponent than Furia, right? So Boss in a tough spot. The reward for playing so well yesterday is this, but a couple of kills in the USPs really shouldn't be happening. Furia, what is going on right now? Another dink comes in on Slight. Darty's coming around the back. Low HP on Yuri. That could have been a kill locked in, but absolute chaos here right now. 2v2, and still so low on the two remaining Furia plays. It doesn't matter if they've only got USPs because now they've got Galil's in hand, and Furia are damaged goods, Jason. This could be a disaster.
Yeah, it absolutely could be. K Serrano and Yuri going to try and pick up the pieces of this round that has just completely fallen apart, and now they're hitting the pause button, being patient, looking for the reaction from Boss, who's being very disciplined at the moment. No cause for anyone to budge. And in this kind of a tense 2v2, especially with all USPs, Furia is just so nervous about making the next mistake.
Such limited time. 20 seconds. Kesserado starts to move into position. Deeper and deeper into that A-bomb site. The smoke out. Khan. Yuri, good kill on Freshie. Should be getting a second here too. And they do recover it. Yuri has to step up with a 3K. But Boss, they only had USPs. It was a full eco.
Yeah, they got to be very, very pleased about that one. So gun round going to come in. Money is really busted for Furia's T-side as well out of those losses. So a really nice opportunity for Boss to bounce back early. Very, very cool team, Boss, in the sense that they're here without an org. You know, they've talked a lot. There's no org on this team. They don't have the opportunity to boot camp. They have just been grinding for 3 months since Fruit Cup joined the roster and they qualified for the RMR knowing this was coming. So this is a real like rags to riches potential moment for Boss if they can qualify to the major.
Yeah, without the support of an organization qualifying to the major, getting that sticker money allows you to live the dream a little bit longer, but right now, finally a buyout, Slight onto the AWP. Furia yesterday played Vertigo against Kase. They beat them 13-5. Hard to read into that result too much. And Boss defeated M80 13-7. So Vertigo both played for both these squads in this competition so far. Cryptic, a couple of lined-up players, ends up just doing damage. Good trades from Cello and Yuri. They've got ramp control.
Oh no, Slight had just backed away as they were pulling that aggression off. That AWP could have been a huge resource to have in that engagement. He was just backing off, thinking they'd had the safety to push. One AWP peak to take down one of those players might have allowed that to have more impact. So now it's a struggle and a missed shot.
Well, the AWP really had a tough time in that round, didn't it? It's completely gone now.
We're going to update every single client really quick for you.
Yeah, that's CS always drop an update in the middle of nowhere, don't they? Right in the middle of the RMR as last night. Right now, Furia going to go up to a 3-0 scoreline. Boss going to save their weapons over. And Fruit Cup, best name in the Americas RMR.
It is solid. Although the story behind it is a little bit of a letdown.
Go on, tell us the story, Jason.
He used to play with a different name. He was playing with some friends, and he said, should I change my name to Fruit Cup just for the memes? And then he did it.
What was his name before?
I don't know.
Vegetables?
I didn't have that piece of information.
Well, if it was better, you know, we don't really know what it was before. You know,
now that you've
could be much better.
Now that you're at the RMR, it's Fruit Cup X forever.
Yes, it is.
There's
true.
no more changing.
That is locked in.
Yeah.
So if he does make it to the major, we'll have Fruit Cup stickers.
That's pretty cool, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, and you can do whatever you want with the Fruit Cup. Great stuff from FURIA. It's not the greatest road to 3-0. It certainly is not, but they've got the result regardless, Jason.
And I mean, it's nice to have someone like, I mean, Yuri's getting out to this hot start, and he's the one who's really kind of, he's the one who saved him in the second round against the USPs with that triple kill, right? So you got to be happy seeing Yuri kind of pop off in the early going these first 3 rounds. Tactical timeouts, pause from Boss to talk things over as they force up around the saved M4 and AWP.
Slightly fresh fruit cups in this cryptic message, Darty.
I was wondering. I was like, how's he going to do Darty?
You can't tie Darty into
You can't do Darty.
You can't. You cannot. That really we need to cut him.
Get someone with a name that fits into a sentence.
Yeah. Buys out. Fruit cup aggressive. Flash catches him. He's forced back.
Well, look how much utility they forced out of FURIA, though, to like take control of these stairs. Very nervous about the B stairs pressure with that flashbang. Oh, damn. Yuri's up here with some pacing.
I like it. Yuri is woken up. He's got enough sleep.
I'll tell you what, too. If you're slight, that's going to be really frustrating. 2 rounds where we obviously didn't see how Yuri gets that kill, but your Opera failing to have impact 2 rounds back-to-back is a really rough start for him to get involved in the game.
Oh, it's starting quite rough here for Boss. Cryptic able to get 1 back at least, but 4v3 for FURIA at the moment. Cryptic with the second one, and Serato able to track back and find the head of his opponent over the top of the wood.
I like the reposition from Freshie here, but it doesn't really matter. They've just lost too many players across the map. This defense has been spread thin. Cello has infested the middle of the map, and now it's going to be easy. 4-0 for FURIA, and starting to build into something really tough for Boss to handle.
Yeah. They played 2 North American squads yesterday. First time playing the Brazilians. And FURIA so far, I mean, there has been little rocky moments throughout the first few rounds, but now it seems stabilized. It looks like Yuri is just going to be able to take over A on his own.
Yeah, I mean, that was so fast. I have to imagine that Slight wasn't even ready for that fight, because it looked like from when we switched over to Yuri's POV after he gets that kill, he must have rushed up scaffolding. He might have even just come right through the smoke as well.
Down to upgraded pistols for Boss. They'll save most of their cash for the next round for that buy, but here goes FURIA again through that bottom B smoke. They've got bottom B control.
Yeah, just going through the details. Clearing boards, and they won't take this round lightly considering the second was such a close affair against USPs. They know it's going to be a force buy, so very far back, looking for pushes, looking for what Boss, gathering information. And they can hear, like, Boss just shifting around the map. They heard the double nades over towards the B stairs, a little bit of a swing to clear things out with the explosion. Now they hear that flash, so they can say, okay, they just cleared A ramp. We're going to start moving up now. Got to be cognizant of the boost. And oh, they get away with one. Just got around the corner in time. Defensive utility deployed to slow it down, but that ain't going to work as A ramp is pressuring the bomb site.
Well, Yuri, yet another kill towards the A bomb site. Darty falling and falling. He's got a double. So Fruit Cup and Slight, they will shortly follow their teammates into death, and it is a 5-0 start from FURIA. Having 5 rounds at the start of a half, it's just so difficult to chip away at now for Boss.
Yeah, such a luxury, and the gun rounds haven't even really felt too close. Is the other scary part? Is Boss haven't really provided a whole lot of resistance with the rifles being out. So next round we'll see if Boss can change things. I think it might be a little bit early to burn that second timeout. Might want to let Boss keep playing through it at least one more gun round.
Fruit Cup trying to grab one on the way out, knows that he has money to buy in the next, but he's going to slip away. And that max loss bonus now builds up for Boss. So they've got money in the bank, and FURIA will go down right at the end.
FURIA gave a really cool interview after the day yesterday as well. Like, I mean, you have to be. One of the things he said basically is just he talked a lot about like just the excitement of the situation, like being at the RMR, trying to qualify for the major, and just being in an environment where all you do is play and think about Counter-Strike 10, 12 hours a day. Everything is about Counter-Strike. Everything is about winning that next match. And just living the moment and loving it. He has been in the Army for the past 4 years. So this was him coming back and being like, this was something I've always wanted to do, and now he's got this opportunity. It's very, very, very cool for him as an individual and just this team overall. It's an easy team to kind of
you talk
want to see them do well and qualify.
He's only 23 years old as well.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, in Counter-Strike terms, that's actually even kind of a little bit late to be at a major,
just started
your first major, yeah. But again, you know, the Army.
Yeah.
It'll do that.
Yeah. From 19. All right. Yeah, it's I think the environment that they're playing in as well, you know, in these hotel room environments, it's probably a nice way to ease into this level of competition as well, right? Got your own room. You don't have to just stare it down, falling, screaming across at you, putting you in his pocket. And a good start here for Cello. FURIA not having as much fun today.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like Boss yesterday was showing such cool stuff. Like it feels like this game at the moment is kind of like the welcome to the pros sort of a game.
Here's the step up. Cryptic deals with skulls. So at least getting one back inside of mid. And they're going to see the pressure really be applied to the Boss B defense. Freshie, he's up next. Both blind. Completely blind, in fact. But Cello, oh my god, dude. What can you do about that? Two great shots from Cello in this round. Cryptic burns on default. And he's going to start moving forward into the fight. They want to take this fight with a flash. Cello again. Unstoppable from Cello. There's nothing they can do to deal with Cello's power at the moment. He goes again. Yuri's with him this time. Cello closes on the 4K, and that's 6 rounds in a row for FURIA. Boss just not able to hit back.
Problem is, FURIA is feeling so confident at the moment with some of these like opening plays and aggression and space taking. Like when you get that stance and you have control of top B stairs with a minute left in the round, it's like, what a hard situation for the defense, not knowing when exactly you're going to turn that corner. Like Cello's doing this in a minute and 10 seconds. And now it's kind of like as everyone's shifting over, that's when the utility's coming in and FURIA is able to kind of pump the brakes a little bit and give you time to kind of settle into a position and handling everything very, very well.
Dude, the B bomb side is just going to keep being put under pressure here. Again, Keserado through that smoke. His teammates in behind him. Utility being put in place to disrupt Boss's positioning. They're forced into the open, they're forced into these fights, and they're losing them every time. Cello on another double kill. Cryptic inside of the bomb site, but he doesn't have enough resistance to stop this attack, and they blow open the only temporary cover that he had. Cello follows up with another headshot, and this is crumbling for Boss. It is 7 rounds in a row from FURIA.
This is where if you're Boss, you need the next round with Slight having an AWP. This is where you start needing to have the AWP be able to do something for you.
Yeah.
You might even make a call if you're feeling confident in it to go for a double AWP setup, because if they're just going to challenge like this on every part of the map, get an AWP there. Yeah, they're using utility. It's not just dry swing, so it might get a little bit sketchy, but get an AWP that can find you a pick early, get aggressive, and fall back to safety. Maybe he gets a kill if someone trying to take a fight at stairs, and just make him a little bit more nervous about peeking into some of these bomb sites. But we've already seen the 2 rounds that Slights had the AWP. He has not been effective. Tough match at the moment for Boss to try and handle.
I think it's just with the pace that FURIA are throwing at them as well. They know when they've got you in the corner, they're just going to keep hitting you over and over again. With some of the speed, Boss just unable to handle it at the moment. Here goes Slight. This AWP, you mentioned it, needs impact. And Slight opens up the affairs with a kill in mid.
You mentioned FURIA playing 2 NA teams. Boss did the same yesterday, playing M80 and Complexity. 2 teams you have to imagine they're pretty familiar with. So coming into this, yeah, you might have played and practiced against FURIA a couple of times, but you're not going to be nearly as familiar with them as you are with Complexity, as you are with M80, who play in the region. While FURIA is mostly based out of Europe these days, throughout the year.
And when FURIA are confident, it is hard.
Yuri hasn't died yet.
Yeah. 10-0. The closest round was the full USP round.
I know. It was 5 USPs. It's crazy. All right, little sound made by Yuri. Small mistake. Molotov going to be thrown over towards the corner. Darty out in the open. Can't get it clean. Cryptic forced forward, and Fallen has to hear that Molotov ticking. Meanwhile, the A bomb site has been decimated by K Serrano. And actually, they never knew where Cryptic was. They didn't hear that burning. Maybe they did.
They decrypted his position. Oh, they found him, but he gets one headshot at least on K Serrano on the way out. But that's the small celebration. The small wins. 8-0 though. It's the big win for FURIA at the moment. There's not a lot of money here for Boss. Maybe another upgraded 5-7 round. But we're looking at 9-0 for FURIA. At this point, when you go this far down in the first half of the best of one, your chances of winning the game just shrink. It is so incredibly likely now. It's just going to be a 1-2 record for Boss. And it is sad to say that so early, but we haven't seen enough yet at all.
Well, I think one of the things we saw with Boss yesterday when we casted their game against M80 was just individually very on point. Really, you're not seeing that today. Don't seem as sharp.
I think they also had a lot of situations where it almost felt like M80 just wanted to ego them a little bit. They kept buying, all right?
Yeah, and M80 had a couple curious rounds.
And there was a situation where Boss were playing against low economy, whereas FURIA now have, there's no money problems, and it's just so comfortable for them. So Kesron is going to go down. Nice shot on the Deagle. Yuri yet to die again. A double as they push right into him. It's just slight, and he's stuck alone. Nothing he can do here. So 9 rounds in a row. The buy comes back for Boss now. And the best case scenario is they win the last 3 rounds in a row. Best case scenario, that is.
I'd like to see them almost, I don't even know. I was going to say I'd like to see...
round?
Well, I'd like to see maybe Slight with the AWP if he has the spawn, which he doesn't really. Go for a pick towards A ramp or get aggressive. We saw that push in the first gun round down A ramp. I think maybe just set up a situation where you can pounce on that, but at the same time, B bomb site has been abused a number of times by Cello, by K Serrano. They're doing a very good job there. And last time he got that opening kill, right? And then you saw the inexperience where he kind of stuck around, wanted to get a little bit more, wanted to get one more, wanted to control mid, and a flashbang that he eats just ruins his day.
So a bit of a slow creep now from FURIA up ramp.
And this is Fallen just being a masterful caller. He knows they've abused them at the B bomb site so many times that, there's 2 players now dedicated to the B bomb site, makes the A defense weak, and FURIA is going to try and exploit that.
Well, Darty, what can he do? To step up and get at least 1 kill here. Slight at short, always committed. He looks the wrong way, missed shot, just looks lost, looks uncomfortable, and he ends up going down to the hands of Skulls. And FURIA just overwhelmed the A defense. Darty's forced back in behind cover, and FURIA have the bomb site to play with. Now Yuri's going to move forward. Remember, he is the immortal in this half, and it's his 13th kill. Will be unlucky for him on the next 2 final, we'll find out. But Kesserato's got that flank backside. FUCAP's about to walk into Fallen. And Cryptic goes down to the hands of Yuri, who now increases to 14. It is 10-0 for FURIA. They've come to play on day 2.
3 players have 16K starting into this round. Yuri, Skulls, and Fallen just have not been dying in recent rounds.
Well, 3rd timeout for Boss.
Well, what can you do at this point, right? There's no point in saving that last one.
No,
you need the rounds.
The big second half comeback.
Yeah, now it's like, all right, boys, we're not really playing for the win at the moment. We're playing to get off the goose egg. Playing for pride.
All of Boss have the same amount of kills as Yuri.
7, 8, 10, 14. Yeah. You nailed it. Well done.
Thank you.
That's that.
I can count to 14.
Yeah, you did great.
I know it's surprising, but I can
15,
do it.
on the other hand, a little weird.
That's where it ends up going wrong. But unlikely we see 15 kills from Boss. So we're going to have to just wait and see how this goes down. 10-0 for FURIA. Well, if you're Brazilian, you're loving this.
And it's it's really kind of tickling me right now, Dinko.
What's tickling you?
Sam brought up that Maui said Boss were one of the lesser teams at this event, and then they looked good yesterday.
And then he had to go back on it.
And then he was kind of like, yeah, they played really good yesterday, and now here we are, and it's back to where he probably originally.
And he was like, oh, Freshie, man.
I know.
He's my favorite.
Freshie played great. He's got 1 kill today.
How does that feel, Maui?
Awesome. He's got 4 kills right now. It's just.
Well done, Maui. How's it feel to ruin your own countryman's day? This is America's team, Maui. America's team, Jason.
Playing real American Counter-Strike at the moment, that's for sure.
Well, even if they go 1-2, they still got another game. And it's best of 3s from that, Jason. Some positives at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I guess. Nice flashbang.
Goes to the peak into middle. And Skulls will take some damage off the top.
Look at Cello. Oh, could have been a very cool play sneaking through the smoke, but no one's even at the bomb site. Everyone was very, very passive shifting over. They tried to set up a little bit of a trap at A ramp, and then everyone kind of moved as a pack. So at least a 5-on-4, a man advantage that they need to capitalize on. And still staying at this B bomb site because there is deep information. And important for Yuri to push him back. And now there's a world. If Furia just stay patient, I know the clock's going to start running down. They're going to force the rotation.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's perfect.
They're just outplaying them so much.
And this is just Yuri. Yuri has just sold this fake against 5 players.
Yeah, that's what he's been doing all half long. Like the first few rounds, you could just send Yuri on his own. The A bomb side would fall at his hands. Kesserado into B. Skulls is going to go down. Kesserado actually falls as well. And somehow the Cavalry's got back with 9 seconds left. It all has to be Yuri, and it won't be. Out of nowhere, they made the perfect round. They just didn't go B. They didn't pounce on the opportunity created.
Well, you got to give some credit over to Darty. He had a nice hold in that 5v4 as they kind of come in. And that's something that Boss has struggled to win in those sorts of situations throughout this half, is those initial peaks from the Furia players. Other than that, a very well-called round from Furia, and Yuri takes his first death of the map.
He does, despite doing so much for his squad. All right, last round of the half, Boss searching to double their scoreline. Measly 2 rounds is all that's available. And it feels like even that is going to be tough. A buy straight away into this. Yuri's already up towards the top of the ramp. He's worried about that sandbags, but he knows there's likely a double setup, so Yuri takes his second death. This time at the hands of Cryptic, and that A success, well, it's not there this round. So Furia are going to focus more on trying to get through this B defense. Now Fruit Cup's going to play from default. It's going to be Cryptic following up this time on Skulls. Cello slips with the smoke, and much better here in the last 2 rounds from Boss. Kesserado doing a decent job in terms of taking Fruit Cup out of there. Cryptic also falling. Slight goes through the smoke. A risky play. Stopped by Kesserado. And suddenly just Darty. This round looked good for Boss, but it's gone back into the hands of Furia. And Darty wants a second round here for his team.
He wins these. He wins these for sure. Darty. All right, that's unfortunate.
Next time he will.
Nice
he will
shot.
win it. 11-1, Kesserado flips that one back with a 3K, and Furia can be very happy about the half of Counter-Strike they just played.
Yeah, this is like it's like breakfast for them. It's like they're just waking up,
feasting on a North American breakfast. You know, gravy biscuits, Jason.
Nice southern breakfast. Yeah,
that is amazing.
It is a delicious
artery clogging.
Clogging. It is. It'll make you a little sluggish in the afternoon.
It'll give you a little heartburn,
but it's very worth it.
It is definitely worth it. For anybody who is not American, biscuits are like scones, you know, or scones. They're not real biscuits, I guess.
It's not really how I would describe it. I'm not going to lie to you.
They are very similar to scones. They are, man.
Okay.
They just taste more chemical.
I'll give it to you.
They just taste like more chemicals.
So it's a scone, a chemical flavored scone.
Really. It is. That's exactly what it is. And then the gravy is kind of just white mush.
Oh, it's delicious.
But it tastes so good.
It's got some sausage chunks in it.
I'd love some of that right now. I'm sure Boss would too. They didn't wake up for breakfast. They didn't wake up at all. It's just domination. Oh, I like that. Look at that.
Oh, that is actually
smoke.
That's a very cool little feature.
Damn, that's all my enemies in matchmaking see.
Our observer PC has hacks installed on it, so we can do these cool replays for you.
Well, Fallen, he's ready to go inside the middle, and he spots out 1 or 2, but he's not going back for some reason. Well, the flash wasn't as effective as well. It was. I mean, Freshie was blinded. He just still nails the headshot. So Fallen, not exactly the play he had in mind. And now Freshie going charging through middle, past the smoke. They're going to speed things up into the elevator. And Yuri, my God, there's not really too much you can do against a Yuri that's this hot. And a double kill on the Joe Beretta is leaving Slight alone. Let's see what he can do, Jason. Does he win these?
No.
Based on your predictions?
He does not. He might be able to. I mean, he's in a pretty decent position, but the Cello or Skulls, excuse me, has
here he
eyes
goes.
on this.
Headshot first.
Nah, it's an off angle. What happened to Skulls' dualies? Did he like stop shooting? Did they stop working?
Sometimes it happens to the best of us. Now 55 seconds left. Slight's got a 1v2, and there is damage done to Kesserado. He no longer has the element of surprise, right? They know where he's coming from.
Yeah, but I think Cello can bait for him very, very well, and there's going to be a double swing eventually.
Well, they're actually just standing on top of each other's heads. Okay, little circus act for Slight. He spots that out. And off he goes on an adventure. An unexpected journey with 30 seconds. Can't be much of a journey.
It almost looks like he's assuming they're going to like push him. And I want to be like, no, that ain't gonna happen. But are you able to find any other pistols that you might want, like a USP for this range? He wants
get the bomb. Get the bomb.
He's got it. That's actually very nice find. Alrighty, I take it all back. Slight, smart little rotation and reposition to at least get the bomb plant, but nothing from there. No chance.
Well, he gets a force buy at least in the next round.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty heroic play. But let's be honest, they needed the win if you wanted to have any realistic chance of bringing this back. And even then, it was never going to be all that realistic.
No, but it's all about little small wins at this point. And 12-1. They'll have not even the great force buy, to be honest, but it's something to play with. This is Yuri getting the double on the Julies. And it's just a chaos in middle. And there's Skulls sort of malfunctioning. And the pistol round picked up by FURIA. Going to be a frustrating game, though, for Boss, who would have come into day 2 feeling pretty confident about their performances yesterday, having a really close game against Complexity. Could have been 2-0 up after the first day.
Yeah, and that might be where they're looking. They're thinking about right now, like, we really should have won that game against Complexity.
And now getting their ass handed to them by FURIA. Triple stack here over the yellow wall. Yuri at the top of the tower, he's just looking down. Patience, well, it is about to pay off because he's got himself one. And he'll drop off, disassemble that boost. And information given on over to Boss that there are at least 2 players around that wall. Good push here from the side of FURIA, falling unleashed. Damage being done onto the remaining players of Boss. It's just Slight left alone, and there is not much you can say about his chances here. It will be a dominant win from FURIA. 13-1. They come into day 2 and they destroy Boss. Massive performance from the Brazilians.
Yeah, beautiful from FURIA. Absolute domination, and I'm excited. We got the panel who's going to give us all the details and analysis we could want on this victory.
I mean, how do you analyze this, James?
Yeah, that's a bit hopeful for Moses there. Like,